Oh, hey there. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Two Stall Garage with me, this guy named Chris. Yep, that's me. I'm Christopher, whichever you want to call me. What are we doing today? Well, recent video has taken off pretty well, so I kind of appreciate that. It was about scammers. And, well, I was trying to buy another square body. So I figured, what the hell? In this video, I'll kind of go over some stuff that I actually look for when you actually get past the scammer and they actually have a real square body truck for sale, on some things to look for and watch out for. So let's take a stroll back here to Shitbox Acre and take a peek. So yes, that was a cow. And yes, this is Shitbox Acre. Why? Because there's shit boxes on this piece of property. Anyways, we talking about this Bronco 2? Nope. We talking about that S10? Nope. We talking about that S10? Nope. We're talking about square bodies. Square bodies. So if you don't know, General Motors decided to redesign the square body from the, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s. They came to design and say, hey, we want to redesign this. Well, 1973, they decided to come up with square bodies. Not this square body, this is an 84, but the round eye, the square body. Like Bert. Bert's a 74, it's got a round eye. And it was popular, ran from 73 to 91. Yes, 1991. They deemed it like a V signature in front of it. But the Suburban and some of the Blazers, they made it into the early 90s. So it was a long run. What's that? 10, 18 years. So they made a ton of them. You see these things everywhere. Every frickin' place you can think of. So designs on the front end differ. Of course, you got the rare 81 here. That's the shark fin because it's got a single headlight and it looks like a shark. Yeah. Square headlights though. Of course, the 84 here had the different front end. Like so. We got a bar grill across and different headlights. Fenders though, they're pretty much the same. Doors, they are all the same. Yeah, a lot of the sheet metal is all the same. So I'll pop in a picture of the 74 that I have right here. That's Bert. That's my 1974 GMC Suburban. Same thing. But you can see it's got the round eye front end. So why, where are you going with all this? Well, I'm telling you, all these square bodies there's a ton of them. There's in fields, they're at Shitbox Acres, they're laying all over. We just rescued this one here a couple weeks ago. We're going to be kind of going through this. I actually rescued my 74 here. That's about 4 years ago now. I did floor pans, rocker panels, bunches of work to that thing. So there's some playlists somewhere in the channel that has all that. Go view all that. But anyways, if you're going to buy one of these, even if you're going to be given one, gifted it for free, you're going to want to look out for a few different features, if you will. What feature am I talking about? Well, rust. Rust. You can see that cancer gets the best of a lot of these trucks and they will rust out. Now, is rust the end of the world? No. If you're a shade tree YouTube mechanic, can you possibly fix some rust, do some rust repair? Yep. Can you do it right? Yep. Can you half-ass it? Absolutely. So, buyer beware on the amount of rust. And I will tell you that usually ones that are given to you for relatively cheap or free probably are about rotted to the ground. Now, I'm going to talk about Angus here. Angus is 81C10. I gave $1,900 for this. Does it have rust on them? Yep. Fender, rockers, they're okay. Bottom of the doors are starting to go right there. And back on the wheel well, looks like somebody had already done some body work to it and put some license plates in right there. Selling point was about right because it didn't have a motor in it or transmission. It had a rear end. And it was, for the body, $1,900 was pretty decent. Also didn't have an interior. But that's Angus. So we threw some money at him, got him running, and it's kind of a joy to drive around now. On to this Suburban right here, the 1984 Suburban. It was going to be free, but had to give a couple $100 for it because the person I got it from, Michael, he got kind of bent over a little bit after being told he was going to get it for free. Anyways, and you could see it is not the greatest. So a little bit more rotted out. Rocker on the side's a little bit better. Quarter, it's all right. This one is totally gone. So one of the things is when you got a square body and you're looking for, check out your front rocker here. Make sure it's not rotted, or if it is, it's actually pretty damn solid. Check your floors. If they're solid, that's good. You want solid floors. You're out looking for one, in the market for one, driver's side floor always goes quick, fast, and in a hurry. Always. And then the understructure is, there's a little cross member under there. That thing ends up going too. But check your floors off because you want them to be there for when you're driving it. Other part that ends up going out when the floors start rotting out, you get this section right here that ends up rotting out. And the reason for the driver's side rotting out first is, well, because drivers in and out, in and out, in and out, dragging salt from the ground, water in there. The water sits more on this side and it eventually rusts out the floorboards. So you get yourself in the market for that, check out your floorboards. Next thing you're gonna look for, check out your rocker panels, because those rocker panels, they're the next thing to go. You get all the spray and the salt from the tire spraying up onto the rocker panel on the front bottom corner of that fender. That'll end up going too. So start poking around there. Next thing to go is going to be your bedside. Now why does that go as well? Well, it's because stuff's spraying up and in and around and everything else, and it can start to deteriorate your metal and gets on the back side of it and starts rotting it out. What is that airplane doing? It's like literally flying around. Must see some sweet square bodies sitting here in the acres and was wanting to come talk to me. No, he's not. Anyways, moving along. What are some other things on the outside of these rigs are you going to be looking for? Well, I don't know. Let me think about it. Well, I thought about it. Again, it goes back to your ability to do body work or not. Can you put a panel on? Can you unbolt something, bolt it back on? Basic hand tools. Yeah, you should be able to. You can find a plethora of these parts laying around, so start searching around. If you got yourself one of these square bodies you need parts, start looking at Marketplace. You can buy a bunch of parts, and if you can bolt stuff on, you can take it off. Now, what can't you bolt on and off? Well, on a truck, you pretty much can bolt the whole thing together. That's a gimme. Why? I told you that plane is just flying around the house. I don't get it. But anyways, on the truck, you can basically unbolt everything. Box sides, tailgate unbolt, floor panel unbolt. The cab, you can unbolt the cab and get a new cab. Doors, fender, this cowl piece, the hood, front end. You can strip this thing pretty much down to the bumper really easily. Mix and match your pieces, and for a truck purpose, you can have, a pretty decent truck at the end of the day. Now the Suburbans and the Blazars, they're a little different because their whole cab is kind of from the front section. You got the roof and then you got this whole back section. Can you get a new cab this whole section for a Suburban? Yeah, you can, but there's a lot more fabrication that goes on to it. It's not just a, simple unbolt like you can with a truck and put it back together. That's probably why you see more trucks ripped apart, put back together than you do the Suburbans, because of the structure of everything with these Suburbans is all, welded on. So you got a seam here that would have to be all ground out. I got a hole forming there. We're gonna have to cover that up, but it's up there. It's all one piece. It's more solid, and yeah. So the likelihood you're not going to be able to unbolt this thing and put it back together with parts laying around, you're probably going to be looking at a donor vehicle and basically lifting this off the frame and putting it on, or vice versa. Whatever you got, I don't know. It's what you're looking for, what your talent has. The good thing though with the Suburban is they do make patch panels for this. So they have patch panels for the quarters, the bottom, front of the quarters. They have them for the doors. They have rocker panels and everything else. And basically the doors can bolt, unbolt, and they're cross interchangeable. And then if you want a front clip, which is both fenders, hood, core support, all that, they're interchangeable between the trucks. So that's pretty much the same. From here back, that's kind of not truck-ish, if you will. But long story short, what makes it unique is because they made these from 73 to 81, or 73 to 91. Everyone loves them. There's plenty of parts. You can look at anywhere on Amazon, eBay. You can still get lots of parts, new, remanufactured, so on and so forth. And if you take a gander at my car hauler here, well, look at that. I got some parts. I got here a driver's side door. That one's really nice. A little bit of rust on the bottom, but it's really decent overall. Can be interchanged on a Suburban or on a truck. This is a Suburban rear door. Same thing with that. This will be the driver's side. That'll be the passenger side, but these are not interchangeable with the trucks. Obviously unique to the Suburban. And over there, we got ourselves a tailgate from an OBS and a Squarebody. But the pricing on it couldn't be beat, including a set of mirrors that these are probably going to go on Burt 2.0 because they're not as obnoxious as the big giant tow mirrors. So another thing when you start dissecting your direction of what you might go, if you want to pick one of these bad units up, if you get a Suburban, they got the tailgate or they got the barn doors. That's kind of a big debate in itself. Tailgate, you pop this crank the window down, and you latch it, and it comes down just like a truck tailgate. Barn doors are just like that. They have levers on them. You click them and you open them one way or the other. Now, everyone and their brother, when you talk to them, are kind of more of the fans of the barn door style. I prefer tailgates. So that's what I have. So what's a determining factor on picking up one of these? Well, of course, just like anything, time and money. If you got a lot of money, you can throw at something. You're not really handy with putting something together and tearing it apart. Throw the money at it, pick it up. If you're poor like me and don't have a lot of money, you pick them up second, third, fourth, 12th hand like this, and you just kind of learn how to fix them. If you get yourself something like that, you see it, you walk up and it's free, you got to ask yourself, how much effort, time could I put into that? It's Squarebody's S10. But how much time and effort are you going to put into this? Motor, transmission, front clip, parts, everything else, and who knows, that Iron Duke's locked up. Not saying that you're incapable, but I'm just, like I said, how much time and effort do you want to put into any vehicle, not just a Squarebody? Just ask yourself that. I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort to get one of these things going. you get to the point where you can work on them steady on the weekends, nights, away from your family, whatever. You put a good solid 300 hours easily just into body work before motor, transmission, anything like that. So you got to be able to be dedicated. Where are you going to find those hours at? Are you going to have the money to put into stuff like that? I don't know. Buy them cheap, flip them, hold on to them. I mean, that one's sitting now for the last month and a half, sitting here in shitbox acres, if you will. But those are the things that you need to tell yourself, ask yourself, be like, dude, can I get this thing fixed up? Timely fashion? What are my goals? Do I want to drive it on power tour in 6 months? Do I want to let it sit and rust? I don't know. What other projects do we got to do? Well, your world, your oyster, you're going to have to figure that kind of stuff out. I can't tell you. I don't know. I do know for myself, as I mentioned, I'm balls deep into this guy right here again. Fixing it. You can see my little circles and whatnot. Some of you might be asking, well, didn't you just paint that thing and do it up and wasn't it ready to go? Yeah, it was. But I'm kind of a half-assed perfectionist, and that was a little too half-assed for me. So I'm stripping it all down and getting it back more righter, if you will. So that's what's been consuming all my time. I'm waiting on supplies. I ordered a bunch of materials from Scamazon to get me going. But yeah, Bert's coming back here very soon. And this, again, wasn't without trouble. We did rockers on it. We did floorboards. We did all 4 doors on it. I put rims on it, put tires on it. I've done a lot of motor work. And this is 4 years into this thing now. So yeah. Oh yeah, full interior, carpet kit, radio. I still didn't even do anything good with the dash. So my goodness. Ask yourself, how much time do you want to put into something? Do you want to just buy something and drive it? Yeah, I can tell you that's probably your better bet, is if you're not really capable or you think you want to just kind of weekend wrench on something, buy something that's already ready to rock and you're putting a couple $1,000s into purchasing it. Because at the end of the day, if you add up all the money you end up putting into something like this, I probably would have been better off just buying a really nice Suburban. The only thing I could say for me personally is I did all the work to this. Yeah, that's about it. I'm paying for my education to learn on this thing and hone my skills down and make sure I'm still as good as I once never was, right? Yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling. That's a square body setup. Some stuff to look for if you're looking for one of these. Some common things that rot out. Again, Suburbans, the backside rot out. Trucks, cab corners, rocker panels, floor pans, fenders. Just look, use your peepers. Be like, it's got rust on it. Do I want it? No. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Quick little silly one. I'm going to stop rambling because I got to pack because we're going up to Michigan in my favorite rocket ship. No, we're taking the Silverado, but we'll see you guys in the next one.